My name is Demily Felipe, midwifery 1A. I will discuss about organology and skin. Organology, an organ is a group of tissue performing its definite function. The component tissue of the skin, blood vessels, digestive tube, various glands, and the spinal cord will be described. Skin. All vertebrates are covered by the skin or integument that serves several functions: protection, secretion, absorption, excretion. Epidermis, the outermost part, which is the composed of epithelial cell. Dermis, inner part, which is the mostly made up of the connective tissue fibers. The epithelial cells, which different shape, arranged in a layer. Stratum corneum, outermost part, composed of the flat and thin squamous cells, which may even die and shed off after some time. Stratum germinativum, composed of cells that are rhomboidal in shape. Cells adjacent to the stratum corneum may be rectangular in shape. The inner cells is this layer may contain chromatophores, which appear brownish. The dermis has two regions, the stratum spongiosum and stratum compactum. The stratum spongiosum is the thinner and is composed of closely arranged connective tissue fibers. There are cavities representing the continuous glands, which is the flash shape with a narrow neck and round body or fundus. These continuous glands secrete mucus that makes the skin of frogs slimy. In some species, like the toad, there are a poison gland used to do for body defense. Blood vessels or nerve could also found along this layer. The stratum compactum is the inner tissue fibers running parallel to the epidermis. In some sections, you will encounter loose connective tissue fibers and adipose tissue.
Hi, my name is Pambo. Intestine. The intestine is a long tube measuring about 24 feet in human. It is the tube where final digestion of food takes place. Tunica serosa. Outermost layer is the tunica serosa, a thin coat of the peritoneum that lines and protects the outer surface of intestine. Tunica muscularis is the bulkis or thickness and is divided into two sublayers, the outer thin longitudinal muscle layers followed by the circular muscles layers. Tunica submucosa is made up of connective tissue with blood vessels and lymph spaces. Tunica mucosa is composed of epithelial cells through into the villi, which help increase the absorbing area of the intestine. The epithelial cell lining and the tunica mucosa are columns in shape with free ends that have block-shaped depression called goblet cells that function primarily for the secretion of mucus. The liver. The liver is composed of the biggest gland of the body. It weighs around 1.5 to 2 kilograms and is composed of lobes of varying sizes. Polygonal cells you will see with deeply stained nucleon are the liver cells. These tissues are clustered with spaces in between called sinusoid. The big species of different shape are the blood vessels. Arterioles are small round-shaped blood vessels with a thick wall. Bile capillaries are small cavities surrounded by 5 to 6 cuboidal cells. Bile ducts are bigger cavity with more than 6 cuboidal cells. Scattered in the liver are pigment granules that give a distinct color.
Vessels. Blood vessels, blood flow distributed to all parts of the body. Three parts of blood vessels is artery, vein, and capillaries. Capillaries is small and thin wall made of single layer of squamous cells. Outermost layer cross-section of artery. Tunica externa, composed of closely arranged connective tissue with fibers arranged longitudinally. Tunica media, the thickest of all layer, consisting of smooth muscles arranged in circular manner. Tunica interna, the thinnest and innermost layer, composed of smooth muscles and elastic fibers arranged longitudinally. Endothelium, thin sheet of squamous cells, innermost, forming the lining of the lumen, which is also found in all other blood vessels. Vein is similar to artery except that artery is thicker. The outermost layer in vein is composed of the following. Tunica ambitida is thicker than the muscle layer of the tunica media, giving an oval elongated appearance of the lumen, that hollow portion of the level. Tunica media, tunica intima, with its the inner sheet of endothelium. stomach. Stomach is the big part of the digestive tube for temporary storage of food and initial digestion. The inner finger folds of the stomach, the ruga or rugae, is a counterpart of the pilus or vilus of the small intestine. However, the rugae is broader and much thicker than the pilus. The fold serves to increase the surface area of the rugae. The gastric gland, which are lined by the epithelial cells. The gastric gland has a mouth, neck, and body or fundus. The cells below the neck and down to the body are polygonal cells specialized to secrete gastric juice. Layers of the wall of the stomach. Tunica serosa, outermost area. Tunica muscularis, the thickest layer composed of spindle-shaped cell. Tunica submucosa, smooth muscle, the connective tissue layer. Tunica mucosa, the layer where mucous gland bound lining the lumen of the stomach.
This is Regine Bernardino, midwifery 1A, presenting the ovary and spinal cord of the frog. Ovary of the frog. In the female frogs, ovaries shed the mature eggs and coalomic cavity. Eggs enter oviducal funnel for its oviduct. Eggs enter cloaca through oviducts of both sides. And breeding seasons, frogs perform a false copulation, the act of amplexus, so that the both sexes release huge number of gametes together in water. Ovary of the egg is a female reproductive organ and is responsible of the eggs. Eggs enter cloaca through oviducts or both sides. Spinal cord of the frog. It lies protected within the neural canal of vertical column. It is short, thick, cylindrical, somewhat flattened, and white in color, similar to brain. Spinal cord is also surrounded by two meninges, perimeter and duranator, that contains protective nerves in cerebratic spine. There is specific parts and structure of the frog and spinal cord. First, the ependymal cells. The neurogel cells, motor cells, the cerebrospinal fluid, the non-modulated nerve fibers, and the ventral septum.